Who gave the theory of the particles in 1803? John Dalton. Write the names of the three major fields of the science: biology, physics, chemistry. Write the names of the five new branches of the science: computer science, environmental science, biochemistry, biotechnology, nanotechnology. Write names of the any five equipments which we use the experiments: flask, breakers, test tubes, cells, holder. How many terminals are there in a shell? Name them. There are two terminals in a cell. पहला positive terminal plus, negative terminal minus. Phillips. Phillips. First, the the movement of a earth in from west to east. Rain are the part of dash of water which is the driven by the sun cycling. In 1500 dash slide around the earth, Ferdinand Milo lawn. Plants need sunlight, water and dash to make their food. Carbon dioxide. Dash means the newest and most advanced. High tech. A dash is the used to the starter the stop the current. Switch. A dash is the used to place tiny things under the microscope lens. Glass slide. Two or more cells together make a dash which gives more energy. Battery. Electric in a motion is dash current. Define. Myths. Myths are stories about gods and divine powers. Flocker. After generation, myths were included with customs of the people. These stories were called flocker. Who was the first scientist who suggested ideas about the earth movement and the sun? Aryabhatta. Who gave the theory of the particles in 1803? John Dalton. Write the names of the three major fields of the science: biology, physics, chemistry. Write the names of five new branches of a science: computer science, environmental science, biochemistry, biotechnology, nanotechnology. Write names of any five equipments which we use in experiments: flasks, breakers, test tubes, cells, holders. How many terminals are there in a cell? Name them. There are two terminals in a cell. First, positive terminals plus, negative terminal minus. Phillips. The movement of earth from dash to dash, west to east. Rains are part of the cycling of the water which is driven by the sun. In 1500 dash sailed around the earth. Faridian and Manolian. Plants need sunlight, water and carbon dioxide to make their food. means the newest and most advanced high tech. A dash is used to start and stop or current switch. A glass slide is used to place steady things under the micro lens. Glass slide. Two or more cells together make a battery which gives more energy. Electricity in motion or current. Myths. Myths are stories about gods and divine powers. Flocker. After generation, myths are included with customs of the people. These stories were called flocker.
जल्दी जल्दी बेटे पेन हो रहा है ये लर्न तो कर लो लर्न कर लो
Who was the first scientist or who suggested ideas about the earth movement and the sun? Aryabhatta. Who gave the theory of the particles in 1803? Ronald Don. Write the names of the three major fields of the science: biology, physics, chemistry.
ये याद रखिए बार बार स्टॉप
Why is air considered better? Air is considered as a matter because air has a mass that takes up space. What is the mass in terms of the matter? The amount of a matter something contained it is mass. Everything made by of a matter has mass. How does a alloy differ than matter? Name three alloys. Alloys is a better mixture of a but metal or non-metals, but metals are pure suspension made of only or a sector kind of molecules. Example of alloy, brass and steels. Name two transparent and two opaque materials. Transparent objects are air, clear glass. Opaque objects are food, brick, wall. Name a pair of a liquid that mix well together and those that do not mix well. Liquid are vinegar and water, milk and water. In mix well, liquid are oil and water, petrol and water. How can you make a dull metal object shiny again? We can make a dull object shiny again. We polish it again and again. Why are cooking pots mostly made using metals? Cooking pots are made by metals because they need to transfer heat to the food existently as the metal can contact heat well can handle high temperature without getting damaged. Why damages ice floats in the water despite both being the same suspension? Ice floats in water because its density is less than water. How do solids, liquid and gas differ in a volume and a shape? How? Solid have fixed volume and a fixed shape. Liquid have a fixed volume but not fixed definite shape. Gases have a no fixed volume or shape. Why do gases take the space of any container but solids do not? Solids particles are tightly packed in a fixed pattern so it cannot change its space. Its gases particles are for a part of the move freely and the direction so it takes the space and volume of a container.
पढ़ ले डांस से बाद में कर लियो लर्न कर ले पहले
So check. Start. How can we different and a homogeneous mixture from heterogeneous mixture? हाथ में लग गई कोई देख रहा था और नहीं देख रहा
सही है जी लर्न कर रहा है नहीं कर रहा है
structure has the same composition and the pattern. How do atom and molecules relate to each other? Atom. An atom is the smallest part of the element that keeps all the explosive atoms usually do not exist from their root. चला दे रहा हूँ.
अरे लॉन्ग कर ले.
How do atoms and molecules relate to each other? Why can smell perfumes even from a distance? Perfume is a kind of a gas, and the molecules Molecules of a gas remain apart and move freely and cover all the space they got. Therefore, when they smell perfumes even from distance. What do you mean that classification? Grouping, silvering, being together and different things separately is called a classification. For example, in clothing stores. What are the benefits of the classification? In the benefits, classification materials organize and not understand items in a group. दूसरे पेज पे आप टर्न करते हैं. See how materials in one group differ from those in others. Use material safety by knowing their properties and how to handle them. Explain the process of all suspension can change from one state to another head of the cooled. This is called the interconversion of the states of matter. Solid liquid in the conversion. When a solid is heated to the contained temperature, it meets and becomes a liquid. For example, ice melts into water. Atho cycle. When cooled, the liquid change back into a solid liquid gas interconversion. When you heat a liquid to a certain temperature, it boils and quickly change into a gas. For example, water boils at 100 Celsius. However, liquid can also evaporate and turn into gas slowly without boiling. For example, when you leave water in a dish, it slowly disappears because it vapors. If a gas is cooled below and boiling point, it becomes a liquid again and again. This is called condensation or infiltration.
बोल बोल के पढ़. First is otherwise.
who was the first write the names of three fields, major fields: biology, physics, chemistry. Write the names of five new branches of science: computer science, environmental science, biochemistry, biotechnology, nanotechnology. Write names of any five equipments which we use in experiment: flask, beakers, test tubes, cells, holder. 3 बार बार टेबल से पैर लग रहा है नीचे. How many terminals are three? There in a cells. In them, there are two terminals in a cells. Positive terminals, negative terminals. Movement of water. Read the part of water which is attracted by the second element. तीसरे बंद कर दूंगा. पहले तीसरे
पढ़ाई करता हूँ।
नहीं.
मेरी के समझ तक बोलना तो करता रहता है।
Two or more cells together make a battery. Electric motion.
अरे रीडिंग करता रहा उसकी अगर तेरे को करना करना तो रीडिंग कर और बोल जल्दी जल्दी
तीसरे बंद कर.
इसी में से आंसर ना रीडिंग करता है 45 आंसर रीडिंग करता रहा तू
थोड़ी यार पापा प्लीज प्लीज. तीसरे कर दूंगा. हाँ अब मैं बोलूँगी.
चल बोल कर
ये खोली ना ये बॉडी कर ला. A glass slide is used to place tiny things under the micro lens. Two or more cells together make a battery which gives more energy. Electricity, the motion current, high-tech pieces, the device that the most advantage. A switch is used to start and stop of electricity in motion is current. A glass slide.
ये क्या है तेरी 1 मिनट में ऑन करता है 1 मिनट में
अरे नहीं, एक बंदा आ
अभी
गया
तो
था।
कोई ना आवे इधर क्यों चूतिया है ही तू तेरी कसम
एक बंदा आ गया था तो उसको
अब मैं यहाँ बैठा करूँगा तू बैठा नहीं करूँ
माइक खुला था।
ना बहुत कुछ सही दिया चल
तू है तो मुझे फिर और क्या चाहिए। आप ऐसे करके सो जाओ, मैं आप ऐसे करके सो जाओ। A glass slide is used to place tiny things under the microscope lens. For Swami, events took an unexpected turn. Father looked over the newspaper. He was reading under the hall lamp, and the sad Swami listened to his news to hand of the bravery of a village lad who, while returning home by the jungle path, came face to face with a tiger, and the paragraph described the fight the boy had with the tiger and his flight upon a tree where the stayed for half a day till some pupil came that way and saved him. After reading it through, father looked at Swami fixedly and asked, "What do you say or that?" Swami said, "I think he must have been a very strong and grown up person, not a whole a boy. Who, how could a boy fight a tiger? You think you are wiser than the newspaper." Father screamed, "A man may have a strength of a elephant and yet by a crowd wears
Disputed question whether something is true and valid. Proportion, proposal, tenacity, firmness, reported, work lightly on the tools, gesture of hand and arm, separation, and spirit of ghost. पढ़ी रहा है कि हट में रखूंगा लाइफ all right, but promise you will not roll up your bed and go to your granny side at night. If you do it, mind you, I will make you the laughing stock of your school. At night, if you do mind, you will I make your laughing stock of your school. Swami felt cut from the immunity. He was pained and angry. He did like trained for country. He saw is the father nature. He hated the newspaper from printing. The tiger story. He wished that the tiger had spread. The boy who didn't appear. As the might advanced in the silence in the house dependent, his heart beat faster. Remembered all the stories of devils and ghosts he had heard in his life. How often had some many seen the devil in the banyan tree at its trees. What about poor Munishami, father who spat out blood because of the devil near the water river?
What will you